The Kentucky Horse Park makes a big decision regarding a possible late push to host the 2018 World Equestrian Games. We'll have the latest.
A 13-year-old Whitley County girl is facing an assault charge after the sheriff says she beat up her great-grandmother after an argument over an iPad.
Clouds still outside because there is a chance of rain on the way. We're going to talk about those hit and miss thunderstorms for today and off towards your weekend. That's coming up.
This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News on your Friday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. It's another day of off and on showers and storms here in the Bluegrass. Some of those could dump heavy amounts of rain, causing some high water issues.
We had that trouble yesterday. We're seeing some of those downpours today. We remain under a first alert severe weather day to keep you updated on flood-prone areas. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is tracking the threat on our First Alert Defender network.
Yeah, there really hasn't been much impressive as of right now, but things will start to change here in the next few hours. If you look down toward the southwest, look back toward Bowling Green, that's pretty heavy rain heading our direction. As of right now, it's really just some popcorn showers outside, little bits and pieces here and there rolling across the region. There's really not much to those. You could get a heavy downpour, but it's very brief and it won't add up to much. We're looking back toward the southwest because that's where the bulk of the moisture is coming from, really. Roll through Bowling Green. Now, no flash flood warnings on any of these locations, but these locations actually picked up way more rain than we did for the most part in most locations here. So if they're not getting any flash flood warnings, that bodes well for us. But we're still going to be watching a lot of that moisture creep eastbound. And I've made a map for you to show you exactly where I expect the best chance of rain. So this is the map you actually want to see. This is the graphic. South, you go into the Cumberland Parkway and also the Howard Rogers Parkway and southbound. That is the best chance to actually pick up on some heavy rain. That's the best chance for potential flash flooding as well. It's going to be very isolated. It's no widespread flash flooding today, but we have that first alert severe weather day for you to let you know there is at least that possibility. The rest of the region is just kind of hit and miss, 40% chance here or there. And we're going to talk about the timing on this. I'll show you when it actually arrives at your house coming up in a few minutes.
And now turning to breaking news here on WKYT, the Kentucky Tourism Cabinet says it will not try to have the horse park host the 2018 World Equestrian Games. This comes after a Canadian city suddenly pulled out. WKYT's Rebecca Smith is at our alert desk with the details just coming in.
Since learning that Bromont, Canada would no longer host the World Equestrian Games, many wondered if Lexington could repeat the success it had with the 2010 Games. After lots of discussion, the state says 2 years is just too short of notice. The Kentucky Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet says the 2010 Games contributed more than $200 million to Kentucky's economy. But in a statement just released, the Cabinet and the Kentucky Horse Park agree that hosting the Games 2 years from now would actually put taxpayers at too much of a risk. But the horse park does say it is preparing a strong proposal for the World Equestrian Games in the year 2022. So just too little notice for them to try to go after that right now. The park says it is already improving its amenities as it prepares for the 2022 bid. It remains to be seen where the games will be played in 2018.
Rebecca, thank you. And more breaking news now. A state judge has temporarily blocked Governor Matt Bevin's executive order abolishing and replacing the University of Louisville Board of Trustees. The judge's ruling temporarily strips the new board of its authority until a lawsuit brought by Attorney General Andy Beshear can be resolved. The judge ruled Bevin has not provided a factual or legal basis to prove his actions have not violated the state constitution. Just 2 days ago, the new Board of Trustees accepted the resignation of President James Ramsey and agreed to pay him nearly $700,000. It's not clear how the judge's ruling will impact that decision.
Well, it is always good when one story goes one way when you thought it might be going in a negative direction. A man who was in a truck that was swept away in floodwaters in central Kentucky has been found safe today. Police say a truck tried to cross the Salt River on Rice Road in Anderson County last night when it got carried away.
Now, search teams found the truck early this morning and located the driver a short time ago. WKYT's Mark Barber has been following this story all morning. He's live now with the very latest.
Good afternoon, Barbara. A helicopter actually spotted that truck submerged in the swollen river here 10 hours after rescue crews started searching for it. Now, here in just the past 45 minutes, while those search teams were still out trying to figure out if that driver was still inside that vehicle, deputies learned that the driver had made it out safely. The news that the teams here were hoping to hear all morning long. The desperate search for that driver of the truck ended this morning when deputies found the driver at his home. The search for the man started around 11:15 last night after a driver called 911 saying they saw high water on Rice Road sweep a truck into the Salt River. Around 9 o'clock this morning, a helicopter pilot saw the top of the truck poking through the muddy water half a mile downstream. We saw the strength of the current this morning when a dog was quickly swept away by those floodwaters. That dog fought the current for several minutes, and eventually that dog managed to swim to safety. Firefighters say every time it rains like that storm we saw last night, this becomes a very dangerous area. Now, firefighters say that this search is exactly why they repeat the phrase so many times, turn around, don't drown. They tell me the man who escaped from his car tried to drive through water that was 6 feet deep last night. Bill, Barbara, back to you.
And we do thank you so much for that. A 13-year-old girl in southern Kentucky is charged with assaulting her great-grandmother. It happened in the Goldbug community of Whitley County. Deputies say the assault started as an argument over the use of an iPad. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has the very latest now on the investigation. Hillary?
The Whitley County Sheriff says the 72-year-old great-grandmother is raising the 13-year-old girl who's now accused of beating her after an argument over an iPad. Sheriff Colin Harrell says it all started when the 72-year-old attempted to take an iPad away from her great-granddaughter. The 13-year-old resisting and attacking her great-grandmother. Sheriff Harrell says she suffered injuries to her head and neck after the young teen hit her, knocking her down and then sitting on her. The great-grandmother was taken to a local hospital in Corbin and transferred by ambulance to UK Medical Center.
To me, it's just repulsive that this would happen. But this day and time, we're seeing a lot of children raised by the grandmother, great-grandmothers. Not that common, but it happens. This child had been raised by the great-grandmother. It takes a good person, a real good person, to take on a child in this mannerism.
In Whitley County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you. And Harold says the great-grandmother has been released from the hospital. Boy, it's hard to believe, but the first day of school here in Lexington, less than 2 weeks away.
It is coming up. And tomorrow, the YMCA of Central Kentucky and the Fayette County Public Schools will host the 10th annual Back to School Rally to make sure that students are prepared. 15 neighborhoods are taking part in the event. More than 7,000 students will get free backpacks and school supplies. That will start at noon. The day ends with a pool party at Douglas Park from 1 o'clock until 4. If you're a fan of amusement parks, then you'll love this story right here. Kings Island, just north of Cincinnati, has announced it will be adding a new roller coaster. The ride is called Mystic Timbers. It will be set in a lumber company that's overrun by mysterious Medusa-like vines. The park says that new coaster will debut next spring. Well, keep it right here. The conventions are now over, and now it is time for the presidential nominees to hit the road and compete for your vote ahead of the November election. We'll have the latest from the campaign trail coming up on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, some conservatives on Twitter are threatening to boycott actor Bradley Cooper's films. Find out why next on WKYT.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. A suspect is behind bars this midday after an overnight shooting in San Diego, California that left a police officer dead.
2 officers were shot around 2 o'clock this morning. Investigators say both victims were taken to the hospital where the first officer later died. The second officer is expected to survive. Police are still looking for other suspects. Pope Francis paid a somber visit to the Nazi death camp Auschwitz in Poland today. The Pope walked beneath the notorious sign, which in German reads, "Work sets you free." He prayed silently for more than 15 minutes before meeting with several survivors. The Pope then carried a large white candle and placed it at the death wall where prisoners were executed. Francis is the third straight pontiff to make the pilgrimage to the place where Adolf Hitler's forces killed more than 1 million people, most of them Jews.
Well, the conventions are over, and now the race for the White House is on. Both campaigns hit the campaign trail with 101 days left until Election Day. Weijia Jiang is in Philadelphia, where the DNC wrapped up last night.
In her acceptance speech Thursday, Hillary Clinton laid out her goals for leading America.
My primary mission as president will be to create more opportunity and more good jobs with rising wages.
And she made her case for why Donald Trump is not fit to be in the White House.
A man you can bait with a tweet is not a man we can trust with nuclear weapons.
Trump responded with a series of tweets questioning her stance on ISIS, immigration, and her character, saying corruption and devastation follows her wherever she goes.
Now the campaigning for November begins in earnest. Clinton will hold a rally with her running mate, Senator Tim Kaine, here in Philadelphia before leaving on a bus tour of Pennsylvania and Ohio, both key battleground states.
Very excited about the next 101 days. It is a real honor to be asked by Hillary Clinton to be her running mate, and we got a lot of work to do.
Trump never stopped campaigning this week. He told voters in Iowa Thursday that the Democrats' convention did not reflect the America he sees.
They're not talking about borders where people just pour across. They're not talking about the crime, the kind of crime that we have in this nation.
Today, Trump heads west to Colorado, another key state. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Philadelphia.
And political experts say you can expect a very negative campaign over the next 100 days or so. For example, Clinton and Trump each mentioned their opponent 39 times during their acceptance speeches over these last 2 weeks. Compare that to 2012, where President Obama and Mitt Romney only referenced each other 13 times. Actor Bradley Cooper's appearance at the Democratic convention irked some of his conservative fan base. Apparently, some people believed that Cooper was a Republican based on his portrayal of a Navy SEAL in the 2014 film American Sniper. Many fans took to social media to voice their disapproval, some even vowing to boycott his future movies. But others are making light of the situation, with one person tweeting, "People being upset that Cooper is not a Republican is like me being upset he is not a real space raccoon like his character in Guardians of the Galaxy." Well, MTV is about to make many people feel very nostalgic.
The cable channel is rebranding its VH1 Classic channel as MTV Classic, dedicated to the 90s and early 2000s. It will feature full-season marathons of The Real World, Road Rules, Cribs, and Punk'd, among others. And there will even be music. MTV Unplugged episodes that haven't aired in years will be rerun. MTV Classic will premiere Monday, 35 years to the day of MTV's original debut in 1981.
All right, it'll bring back a lot of memories for folks. Well, the governor of Florida says it has confirmed 4 cases of Zika virus were transmitted by mosquitoes there in the Sunshine State.
We'll have reaction coming up in a report on WKYT News at 12:30.
Another chance at heavy rain across the region, but there's no widespread rain. This is more of your hit and miss nature. I will tell you this, though. We do know where the best chance of rain is, and that's going to be southbound. Little bits and pieces out ahead of that, like we've had all morning long. Just little stray showers here and there. None of this is going to cause any problems. This is more of just beneficial rain to the yards, but it's not helping, I can tell you that. We look down toward the southwest, look back toward Bowling Green, head in our direction. Actually, the thunderstorms of this is racing down toward the south and southeast. So there's some good news for us. It will clip portions of Cumberland County, Clinton County, and we'll continue to see that drive southbound into Tennessee. But it's still going to throw off a bit of energy for places right along the Cumberland Parkway. If you roll up 68, you'll still get some showers. Already seeing some sprinkles at this moment. A little batch up toward E-Town that's heading eastbound. So rolling up BG Parkway, I would say anywhere from I-64 southbound, that is the best chance of rain for today. So that's what we're going to be watching. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. We'll get into it and check that out. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at 64 northbound. not much going on, right? Maybe a stray shower or a rumble of thunder. But southbound, the closer you get toward the Cumberland Parkway and also Hal Rogers Parkway, that's where we're going to be seeing the best chance at rain. It's not the only chance, it's the best chance, and that'll roll eastbound. That was 4 p.m. Check out 5, 6 p.m., not much going on. 7 p.m., still clearing some things out to the south. Now it's to the north. It's their chance. The central and northern zones, you get about a 40% chance of rain as we head off toward the evening and nighttime hours as some storms start to roll on in. Good news here is severe weather is virtually zero. We just can't rule it out. We never can with these types of situations. But flash flooding is still an isolated chance outside. No widespread flash flooding. Isolated activity, meaning there could be a spot if you get one thunderstorm after another, cause some flooding like you saw yesterday, because these grounds are pretty soggy, so we're just going to be watching for that. A decent chance at rain today. Not everybody sees the rain, and then it's pretty spotty for tomorrow too. Sunday is a smaller chance at it. If you have plans later on this evening, it's Lexington Restaurant Week. If you're heading out to eat, trying to knock that out later on this evening, just know this, you might have to dodge a few storms, but I will tell you this, the best chance is really during the afternoon hours. Then it rolls on through, and during the evening and night, it's more of a 30–40% chance of rain. So just keep that in mind. Saturday and Sunday, guys, I'd say stick to your plans, but always have a plan B when you have thunderstorms in the forecast.
Going to have a lot of those rolling through from time to time here and there.
Yeah,
all
there
right,
you go.
We got it. Thank you, Micah. And we hope you'll keep it right here. We're coming back with sports. A UK legend is calling it quits.
And sometimes coaches run away from expectations, but Mark Stoops knows what his team should do. Dave Baker's next with sports.
Checking stocks as we head into afternoon trading, and the major market indicators are all up a little.
Yesterday, Mark Stoops talked to the faithful in Louisville. Right now, he's getting ready to take the stage downtown for the annual UK kickoff luncheon here in Lexington. Stoops, along with coordinators Eddie Grant and DJ Elliott, doing the annual Greater Louisville Alumni Luncheon yesterday afternoon. And the coach made one thing clear. He's not hoping for improvement. He's expecting it.
I feel good about where we're going. And, you know, the results, who knows what's going to happen. I can't control the results right now. We can control what we've done to prepare, to put ourselves in a position to win. I feel much better about that. And I think it's fair to say that, you know, part of that's frustration, or whatever, whether you're getting into practice, you're getting into camp, you're getting into, the amount of reps that you're doing, the length of practices, and as you look at injuries and depth and all those things, I feel like we're in a much better position.
After 20 years, Oscar Combs is stepping away from the UK radio network. Combs announced his decision yesterday afternoon on Twitter. I could sense it coming throughout the season, though. And then when he asked to take this picture with engineer Jim Barnhart and a photobomb from the CBS great Vern Lundquist on the last day of the regular season, I kind of knew the end was near. Now, I'd need about 30 minutes to tell you what Oscar means to me, just to scratch the surface on everything he taught me about UK, about broadcasting, and about life. But I don't think anything sums up the impact O has had on generations more than this picture. My twins and their brother brought their buddy Abby to a UK game. And of all the things they could do at a UK game, they wanted to take a picture with Oscar. The girls are now 16, and just yesterday they heard the two of us on the phone and said, "Oski is so cute." There's plenty of greatness ahead for the Cats, but my game nights will never be the same. Good luck to you, my friend. Tonight on the Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel, UK offensive line coach John Schlarman, speaking of greats. That's at 6 on 630 WLAP. PGA second round underway at Baltusrol. Jordan Spieth making a little bit of a move this morning. That and much more coming up a little bit later, guys. But for now, that's a look at sports on this Friday. Have a great weekend.
All right, thank you very much. And interesting to reminisce there about Oscar a little bit, and we do wish him well. And what's next?
He is great. That's right. There's more to come in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
Attorney General Andy Beshear has called a news conference this afternoon in response to a judge's ruling to block Governor Matt Bevin's action to abolish the University of Louisville Board of Trustees.
I'm Mike Byer in Boyle County. Coming up on WKYT News, a tree is being credited to saving the lives of two people whose Jeep plunged into this creek.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $20 million, and tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is a whopping $478 million.